بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another episode on the topic or series called In Short. This is the 22nd episode. We're going to talk in here in short about Sufism. Sufism actually a big case, but we need to discuss certain points about it, like what is Sufism? What is it? Also, what level are their bid'ahs or novelties or innovations? Are they the same? And what are their doctrines or directions? What are their directions in their ways? Also, what are their doctrines? What do they believe? And why did they gone astray? Okay, let's start with the first one, which is definition of the Sufism. What do we mean by Sufism? What's meant by Sufism? Sufism actually is called after Suf, which is an Arabic word, means wool. Why? Because Sufis used to wear it very often, a lot. They are wearing this a lot to show that they are far away from dunya and so on. So they are called after this kind of clothes they are using. The question is levels of Sufism novelties. What are they? Actually, they are not in one level. Not every Sufi is the same as the other. Even in the same group or tariqah, you will find Sahrawardi, Naqshbandi, Qadiri, Jishti, whatever, Rifa'i, so on. You will find them themselves are having different levels of bid'ah, novelty. So some of their bid'ahs are only a sin. Okay, so they may do some bid'ahs which does not actually go to the extent of kufr or so on. It's only a sin. Like an example of a person say, I will fast Monday and Thursday. Okay, this is sunnah. But he said, I will fast them in the sunlight so I will have more reward. And that's bid'ah now. So this is only a sin. And that's an example which mentioned by ulama. For the second level of their bid'ahs is a means of shirk or kufr. It's not totally shirk or kufr, polytheism or disbelief. It is actually a means to it. It's a way to it. They are not yet reaching this level of sin, which is the case of shirk or kufr, but they are in the way to it. There is also the worst level of their novelties or bid'ahs goes to the major shirk or major kufr, major polytheism or major disbelief, which exclude from Islam totally. Nasallahu al-afiyah. And that's actually a lot among these people, especially the case of grave worshipping. When they go to the graves and ask them instead of Allah or with Allah, that's actually a bid'ah, because this ibadah has no basis in Islam. Any ibadah to be accepted by Allah, it has to have two conditions: only for Allah, only the way of Rasulullah. That actually necessitated by La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. The ibadah have to be the only for Allah. That's ikhlas. Only the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's actually following Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Any condition, any of these conditions is missing, ibadah will be rejected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam have already mentioned that in his so many hadith, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also in his noble Quran. Sufis are actually having different directions or trends. Ascetic, which is Zuhd, to leave dunya and so on, but they are not committing any other novelities, and that's actually not out of Islam, but they are in danger. Incarnation and Unity. Those people, A'udhu Billah, who is believing that Allah incarnates or unites with human beings, that's called Wahdatul Wujud. This is actually excluding the person from Islam, A'udhu Billah. And there is another trend or direction called knowing and seeing. The people of this, they say that they are having knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the extent that they see Allah directly. They talk to Allah directly. They don't need Quran or Sunnah or Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and so on, and not even Jibreel. They just directly go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, my heart told me that Allah told me. Nasallahu alayhi wa sallam. Last one is Pantheism. This is actually to make the human being totally out of his humanity up to the Godhood. Nasallahu al-afiyah. We'll see this inshallah in a minute with more explanation. What are their doctrines? We'll divide that into two sides. The side on the Godhood, about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and so on, they believe in Pantheism. Pantheism means the entire universe is one, that's Allah. That's Wahdat al-Wujud. That's said by Ibn Arabi, one of the worstest people who lived in the 6th century of Islam, who said that the whole universe is Allah, everything is Allah, na'udhu billah. And that's of course clearly, definitely out of Islam. Unity, that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unitize in and incarnate at things. That's said by Al-Hallaj. That's another man who made this idea, na'udhu billah, among Sufis, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unitize and incarnate into human beings. And that's of course taken from Christianity. Last doctrine in the case of Godhood, the vanishing that gets rid of human being nature and soar into Godhood nature, which is called Nirvana in Hinduism. Yani these people, they say we will do a lot of ibadah, dhikr, so on, until we reach the level that we actually are no more human being. We are gods or half gods or so on. Nasallahu al-afiyah. That's of course clearly rejected or contradicting with Islam totally. What are the doctrines in Prophethood? They believe that wali, yani a very pious person in Islam, is better than the Prophet. Na'udhu billah. Better than prophets. How is that? They say that because wali gets his knowledge direct from Allah, while the Prophet gets his knowledge through an angel, which is Jibreel. So they say, okay, when we make a lot of ibadah, a lot of dhikr, then Allah will talk to us directly. Na'udhu billah. That's actually, they are receiving some talk. Yes, but that sound or voice is voice of shaitan, not voice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the cases they do that is that they make the murid, a new one in the tariqah, to do a lot of ibadah. Like first course they give him is 7 days in a dark room with little food, little sleeping, a lot of dhikr. They say that if he spends that 7 days course, then he will upgrade to 40 days course in the same way. Little food, little sleeping, a lot of dhikr. After that, or through that, or during that, they will receive the talking of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They say that they would talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly, and nasallahu al-afiyah was-salam. And that's what they say about the case of wali, that he reached the level to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly without not through Jibreel or anyone else. Nasallahu al-afiyah was-salam. Why these Sufis gone astray? The answer of that is easy, that they have a weak knowledge of Islam. They don't study Islam totally. They just jump into Islam thinking that, okay, all I have to do is just do ibadat and so on. No, Islam needs ilm. فَاعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لِذَنْبِكَ. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was told to learn. فَاعْلَمْ, an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What about his ummah? Of course, definitely they have to learn Quran, they have to learn Sunnah, they have to learn how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the correct way. These Sufis usually are so ignorant in the side of Islam. Another reason is that they follow their wrong desires. They want fame, they want money, they want followers, so they jump into this way, which is Sufism, because people will respect them, will give them money, will give them fame, will give them so on, and will be a lot of followers of them. And you can see that in those people, even some of them are actually not, they are insane, they are sick. But they have people saying, oh, this mashallah, they have a way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they act this because they are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another reason, or the last reason, is that they are infected by philosophy or wrong religions. As we mentioned a few minutes ago, that most of them are affected by Christianity, in the case of Inhalt or incarnation, being with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the same thing, na'udhu billah. They are affected by Hinduism, in the case of Nirvana. They are affected by other religions, nasallahu alayhi wa sallam, that makes them to do that. So they are not really knowing much about Islam, and they are also affected by these things, philosophy and the wrong religions. That's why actually they went astray and went in the wrong way. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all to follow Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his Sahaba in the correct path. Jazakumullah khair for watching this video, and remember that share to share. If you share such videos with your colleagues or relatives and so on, you will share the ajr from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Barakallahu fikum, jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.